Hi guys! I continue stitching this sampler with you guys, and I will be stitching fly stitch leaf today, and I will be also stitching one more leaf is cretan stitch, because it's a similar stitch to this one, so we will be stitching this one as well. If you are new here, so this is my sampler. This is a part of my stitch along. It's a big stitch along. It calls sampler guide book, and I'm stitching different samplers for different kind of stitches, from simple stitches to the complicated ones. And this sampler page is dedicated to the all kind of leaves stitches, and this is how the fly stitch looks like when it's completed, and this is a cretan stitch. There's also one more version of cretan stitch for the wide leaves like this, but I know it doesn't look like properly like a realistic leaf. You might want to try it maybe, but this sampler doesn't include this stitch. And yeah, let's start. I will be stitching using 6 strands of floss, and I use variated thread this time. And the color goes from the light green, and it changes to the medium green, and at the end it's gonna be a darker green, and it's gonna give us an effect of a realistic leaf. So I like to start from the top of the leaf, and I have a knot on the side of my thread where it's light, so it's the color of the leaf will start from the light color, and as I will be moving down, the color will be changed to the darker color. And I like to start from the straight stitch, and then I switch to the fly stitch. I come up on the left side, and then I put my needle down on the right side, and I don't go with my thread through the fabric completely. I keep this loop with my left hand. If you are left-handed, you can do it with your right hand. And I come up in the same place where I finished my previous stitch, and now I tied my thread a little bit so it lays this way. And to finish this stitch, I put my needle down outside of this loop, and it creates a little anchor stitch that can fix my thread on this point. And now I continue doing the same way. And I'm moving down. I come up in the same place where I finished my previous stitch. You can see it's really close to it. Try to not split this previous stitch. And now I finish this one. If you like, you can use your needle as a laying tool and fix your thread so it's gonna lay down the way you like. Don't rush. Just take your time. If you have a long thread, so if you will be rushing yourself, it can give you unwanted knots. So just do it carefully, especially when you do it for the first time. I like to use my hoop stand, so I have both hands free right now. So if you also want to get the same hoop stands that I have, I listed all the items that I use for my work. By the link in the video description, you can find all the materials that I recommend for hand embroidery. And go down. I hope soon the color will be changed and it will give you a nice gradient. If you like, you can use some autumn colors. I decided that my top leaves will go with the natural leaf green colors, and then maybe when I will be moving down I will use some autumn colors as well. If you want to get this sampler, you can go to my Patreon, join my stitching club, and you will get access to all the 12 embroidery samplers that I made for beginners, and you can really improve your skills and learn from the scratch. It's a really nice project to learn all kind of embroidery stitches. I will make this PDF pattern as a separate PDF and it's gonna be available on Etsy shop as well, so later you will find it there. You can buy those samplers separately if you want. And you can also buy a full kit for this project with all the materials that you will need. There are still few kits available, so you can purchase it with 20% of discount. It looks like that I have too long thread with the light colors, but yeah, right now it should be changing. Let's see how it's gonna look. I'm so excited. You can use this stitch for the smaller leaves as well. I use all 6 strands, so you should see the texture of this leaf, but if you have a smaller leaf, you can use 3 strands of floss if you want. It depends on the size of the leaf, so or you can use some decorative threads that you have. I already see that the color started changing and it's gonna be so beautiful. You don't need to make a long stitch right here because it will fill this space, and you just need a little teeny anchor stitch to fix this thread on that place. If you have any questions, please ask me in the comments below and I will try to answer it right away. Please let me know if you already tried this stitch and if you already use it in your projects, or if you use some other embroidery stitch for the leaves. It would really be interesting to know what kind of stitch do you like to use for leaves. And this is the last stitch that I can make in the scope of the shape of this leaf, and my leaf a little bit rounded in those places, so I can add 2 stitches on each side, like probably 1 stitch on each side to fill this space. Probably 1 more stitch here. And and one stitch here. Yeah, it really looks natural with the color changes, so that's why I like to use variated embroidery threads. You actually perform a really simple stitch, but it looks really realistic, I would say. And it gives you a texture of natural leaf. So I really like this stitch. Okay. So you can see it can give a texture. I like to touch it, and it's really nice stitch. You can perform any kind of shapes for the leaves, and it can be maple leaf. Try to do it with this kind of stitch. Yeah, I really like it. Now let's move to the cretan stitch. So for my previous stitch, I was using the biggest embroidery needle I had in my set, and because I was using all 6 strands of floss, and now for this stitch I can move to 3 strands of floss and I can switch to another thread. To another needle. So this needle is smaller and it's gonna be more suitable for less amount of threads. And I will thread probably this dark color, and I'm gonna use 3 strands of floss. When I use 3 strands of floss, I like to separate my threads one by one, so I can let it to unwind, and then I put them together so they don't twist each other. So let's start. This stitch is similar. And I like to start from the straight stitch because of the shape of this leaf. And now I start doing a cretan stitch. It's like fly stitch. You just... This is actually fly stitch. You can perform it as it is. And you can make a long stitch and finish this right here. Let's make a cretan stitch. It actually looks like this. You can perform one leaf, one by one on each side. And now I move to the left. I also keep the loop with my another non-working hand. I find this stitch very comfortable for this kind of leaves. And you can also use some variated threads, so the color will move from the light to the darkest, like it's actually in the nature. Sorry about the needle sound. I need to clean it probably. I need to buy that cushion with sand that you can clean your needles so they will not move this kind of sound. Because when you use your needle for some time, it can become a little bit sticky because of your hands, oil. See, you can stitch really quickly and the leaf becomes finished very fast. Nice sound. Somebody likes this sound actually. I don't really like this sound. So the last stitch for this part, and you can make a long stitch to fix your previous loop, and it will finish this sleeve. Now you ideally need to jump here and start your leaf from this place, but I don't really like to jump so far, so you can do a little stitches. I already know that those stitches will be covered by my future stitches, and I can jump this way so it doesn't create a mess on the back side, you know, like this. And now from here you can start stitching, and I will start from the loop right away because I see that I can do it this way. Use my next stitches, all those tiny stitches will be covered. See, it's not visible. And one more stitch and it's done. I really like how it looks, and you can add some other objects on the sleeve, so it's gonna look like a natural leaf. And this is how my leaves samplers looks like. We will be stitching it every day with you guys, and all the video tutorials, they are going to be available on my YouTube channel. If you liked my video tutorial, give it a like, subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos like this, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for joining, thank you so much for watching till the end. Please leave your comments below and let me know which kind of embroidery stitch do you like to use for embroidery leaves. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye!